The introduction of Apple AirTags is cause for safety concern, and here's what you need to know to keep yourself safe. All right, welcome back to the channel today, everyone. So, Apple just released this new device. They're called Apple AirTags. I didn't know what these were until a friend of mine showed me this story about, how these are being used maliciously by criminals. So these are little devices. They sell for about $25. They're about the size of a quarter. And they're basically designed so that you can put them on basically any item and then use the Find My um, application on your Apple phone, and it will tell you kind of where it is. So, for example, lost keys, everything like that. So you don't lose this stuff. The problem, as I alluded to before, is that these have now become a device for stalkers and car thieves. As Evie magazine reports, there have been a slew of incidents with these devices, including Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Brooks Nadler, who was tracked for 5 hours before getting a notification on her Apple phone that there was an unknown device with her. I'll link this article in the description below, but it's actually police in Canada have reported that over 5 incidents of car thieves placing them on high-end cars and vehicles being tracked before they end up going to steal them. But that brings you to the question as to how do these devices work? Well, it's interesting because they use Bluetooth technology to maintain an accurate location of where it is. Now you may be wondering, if it's Bluetooth, how can it be, used if that connection is lost with its owner, right? And see, that's where this is interesting because it uses the Bluetooth on any device that's even near it that has Bluetooth capability. So all somebody has to do is get it onto you, or again, place it onto your car, and they can track your location without you even knowing this. So, like in the case of Brooks Nadler, it notified her after a period of time that there was an unknown AirTag on her, which it seemingly somebody had dropped it into her jacket pocket and then tracked her for a period of time. Now, it's supposed to do this as soon as it loses connection with its owner, but it really seems like in most of these cases that it's not notifying anybody for hours. Like I said, it took 5 hours for her phone to notify her that there was an unknown device on her. What's really dangerous is if you have a Android or a non-Apple phone, because an Apple will notify you that there's an AirTag on you because it uses the Find My app, which is used to find your phone, your watch, your AirPods, basically everything that you can use. If you lose something, it will tell you where its last located was. But if you have an Android, you have to download an app called Track Detect. But as this article points out, Androids won't automatically notify you that there's a device on your tracking device near you. You have to constantly monitor this app. Um, so it implores you to go download that, but be aware that these things are out there. We don't know if Apple and Android are going to come up with something, if Android's going to come up with a system to help with your security as well. But at the end of this article, it gives some good advice, which is just to be aware, check your pockets, check your car. And if you do find one of these devices, if you have an Apple phone, you can actually check to see who it's registered to. You can go find the serial number and everything like that. But it basically says you can also deactivate it, which press down on the stainless steel back cover of the AirTag, rotate the cover counterclockwise until it stops, release your fingers and the cover will come off, and then remove the battery cell. And then after that, once you have the info, like the serial number and who it is, then take the items to the police, because this is a stalking offense. It is something that needs to be looked into as to why somebody's AirTag was placed on you, what their reasons were, and everything like that. But as a final note, so Apple's response to these incidents is not really super encouraging. So one safety feature that they had added onto this was that if you lose this device, it will actually start making a noise. Apparently, the noise is not very loud, but they moved the time down from 3 days down to 1 day. But still, that's if something's been tracking you for a full day, Like, that means eventually they're gonna know where your house is because you're probably gonna go home after they've been tracking you all day. So they might know where your home is, where your work is, everything like that. So just be mindful. But at the end of the day, you can never be too careful. Be aware that these devices are out there and this could be happening. Protect yourself, ensure that your item safety alerts are on in your Find My app, and then let your friends and family know that this is an issue and this is something that they need to be mindful about because this is something that not a lot of people know about. I didn't even know these devices exist until yesterday. And so make sure you let people know that this is something that could pop up in the future. But as always, thank you for joining the channel today. Make sure you click that like and subscribe button and follow me across all social media platforms. And I will see you guys next time.